Hello. Is anybody here? My old friend John. Good morning. Well, it's 7 o'clock. Hello there. Good morning. Thank you. What is today? Thursday? Thursday morning. April something. April what? April 9th. So this is what we're going to start out doing. We're going to take a couple of minutes and meditate, go inside, and I want you to get a clear intention and elevate your emotions. Because when you do that, you actually change your biology. When you change your biology, you change your gene expression, you upregulate genes having to do with your health, and downregulate genes having to do with dis-ease or disease. Just by having an elevated emotion and a clear intention, what am I going to do with that elevated emotion? You can change how you feel. So let's do that. Go inside, close your eyes, doing your normal thing with the physical body. Start to breathe through your nose. Deepen your breath. A more full inhale, more complete exhale. Now elevate your emotions. How do you do that? Bring to mind something that makes you feel good. Simple as that. And then when you do that, feel that memory. Feel that expression. Feel what you feel and let the memory go. But continue to feel that elevated emotion. Create an internal state using your imagination, feeling that uplifted emotion, that uplifted emotional state. So as I began saying, creating an elevated state so that right now, what you're imagining is way more real than your external environment. Continuing to maintain a soft, smooth breath. And now lower your chin. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. Bring your chin back to your chest and right ear to right shoulder. And then back again, and continue to move the head and neck in half circles maintaining your elevated frame of mind, your elevated emotional state. Stay uplifted. There's no reason to come out of that. Lift your sternum, bring your shoulders back, continue to circle and bring your head into a full rotation. If you can drive a car, you can do everything I'm asking of you right now. Elevated emotional state, clear intention, circling your head, lifting your sternum, shoulders back. You do just as many things driving your car. Reverse direction. Come back to center, put your head right on your shoulders and look from side to side. And then back to center, take your arms, reach them up overhead. Spread them out, lower them down. Lift them up again. Moving with your breath. So as you lift your arms, you're inhaling. As you lower your arms, you're exhaling. Pretty simple. Lift the arms up overhead. On the exhale, turn to the right. Left arm in front, right arm behind you. Lift up front and center, facing forward. Other side. Continue to move at the pace of your breath. Take it up. Twist to the left and stay there. Fingertips only, come down. Lift up your sternum and back bend. Inhale, arms front and center. Go to the other side. Fingertips come down. Lift your sternum, back bend towards the right. Inhale, front and center. Arms raise up, lower them down. Take your arms out to the sides, fingertips down, in line with your hips. Sit there tall, lift up. Reach up through the crown, reach your sits bones down. Bring your lower back forward. Lift your chest a little bit more. Continue reaching up through the crown. The chin is not raising up. Chin is level. Pull the belly in. Take your left arm up. Walk your right fingers out. And reach. Now press into that right hand. So you're pressing your left glute down a little more and you're stretching your lower left side a little bit more. Now, as though you're doing a push-up with that right arm, bend it more to reach over further, and then straighten that right arm out, and then bend and reach, and then straighten that right arm. Continue doing that. Come on back up. Fingertips down on both hands. Reach up, lift up, through the chest, through the crown. Take the right arm up. Walk the left fingers out, plant that hand, reach over. Reach your right glute down. Stretch out that right side. Now bend the left elbow a little bit more. Straighten that left arm. Bend it, reach over a little bit more. Keep the right hip, the right glute down. Reach reach over, come on back up. Roll your shoulders. Now, take your left hand on the top of your right thigh, take your right hand behind you, once again, twist. Twisting to the right. Now lean towards your left. Keep your left hand on top of the right thigh, right at the knee. Come on back to center. Right hand, left thigh, left hand behind you, twisting to the left. Leaning to the right. Keep your left hip down. Come on back to center. Take your legs, straighten them out, move them around. Perhaps massage the joints. So you're going to bring your feet a little wider than your mat. You're not going to open it all the way up. You're going to bring them in, but just to the outsides of your mat. Take your hands behind you. Start to lift up. Push into your hands, lift up through the chest, leaning forward a little bit from the hips, not the spine rounding. Keep the chest lifting. Flex those feet. Take the feet, both feet, 12 o'clock. Lift up, lift up. Now, reach your hands forward and grab either your ankles or your toes or your shins and keep that flat back. Lift up, inhale, lift. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lift it up again. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling, open up. Now, each time you come down, you're exhaling, you're going to start to round. When you lift up, you're going to unround. You're going to back bend your way up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, coming back up. And one more time. Down, stay down now. Reach the top of your head forward. Now engage your quad muscles and press your knees down a little bit more, if not all the way. And then come on up. Bring your legs in. Hug them. If you want, you can grab your opposite elbows, or you can grab with one hand onto the forearm. Lean back and float the feet up. Take your hands underneath your knees. Bring your shins parallel to the floor. Take one arm out. Take the other arm out. Take your left leg and lower it so it's parallel and hovering. Bring it back in. Other. Right leg hovering above the ground. Bring it back in. Now we're going to do that again. We're going to move this left leg. When we move the left leg, do not move the right leg at all. It's going to wiggle around because you're shaking. Bring it back in. Go to the other side. Bring it back in. Straighten both legs. Come into a half boat. Bring it back in. Half boat again. Come on back up. One more time. Lift it back up. Now, just float in the air in your Baddha Konasana, your butterfly. See if you can keep the feet lifted. If you're falling at home, laugh. If you roll back, we don't get to see that anymore, but I'm imagining some of you doing that. Take your feet, start to extend them, bring them back in. Lift them out again, and bring them back in. This time lift them straight forward so the feet stay together. Bring them back in. And again, keep them out there, open up the legs, bring the legs together. Open up the legs, close your eyes. Bring the legs together. Keep your eyes closed if you can. And then come on into table pose. So from your table, do a few spinal waves. Work that spine and all the muscles along the spine. See if you can loosen some of them up. Moving between your Vidyalasana and Marjyasana. Your cat and your cow. Now from here, keep your hips over your knees and walk your hands forward. Bring your forehead down to the mat or to a block. Let your heart open up here just by virtue of that back bend. And then walk your hands in, come into your extended table. Come on right up into your downward dog. And in your down dog, just walk your dog slowly. Pedal it out. Slide forward into your plank. Back into your down dog. Forward again into plank. Lower the knees. Come into cat as you start to move your hips back towards child's pose. And then slide forward into a cow. Toes curl. Move your hips back and up into downward dog. Now bend your right knee, straightening your left leg and stretch out that calf and hamstring on that left leg. And then switch it. Lower that right heel as close to the mat as you can. And then lower the left heel, slide forward, bend the knees, coming into cat as you move your hips back, sliding forward into cow, toes are curled, coming into your downward dog, and into your plank. Now lower your left knee. Pivot that lower leg out. Come on into side plank. Reach that top arm towards the top of your head. And then reach the top arm up. Pick up the right leg, the back leg. Bend it and reach back. Grab your instep. Kick into the hand, back bending. Looking up a little bit or straight up. Opening up your chest to the ceiling. And then release the leg, send the leg floating back. Right arm up and set it down. Come back into a child's pose. Start to move your hips forward, curl your toes. Coming up into your downward dog. Now, reach both heels down. Bend your knees so that you can keep your lower back in proper alignment. It's in lordosis. It's not rounding. Slide forward into plank, lowering the knees, pivoting your right leg to the right, the lower leg, the left leg straightens. You come into your side plank on this side. Open up. Take that top arm, reach it towards the top of your head. Now take that left arm straight up, lift that left leg parallel to the floor. Bend the knee, reach back, grab the instep, kick into the hand. So the knee goes back behind you, the hips come forward. You open up. You're working on turning the chest upwardly. Release the foot, send the leg back, arm up and close. Settle back into child's pose. Now from here, come into your extended table. If you have blocks, use blocks. Take your left leg and step it forward. And I want your hands to be as high as you can get them. So if you don't have blocks, bring your hands to your thigh and move forward and back. Now what I like to do with that front foot is when I move my hips back and straighten that front leg, I point the toes, I try to keep the ball of the foot down on the floor while the leg is straight, and then I bring the toes up towards the ceiling so I can get a stretch in that upper calf. Then I put it down and I bend the knee and I come forward and I back bend. And I do the whole thing over again. It's just one fluid movement. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale as you move back. And there you have a vinyasa. Now as you're doing this simple thing, is a good time to bring back into mind that which you were meditating on in the beginning. But embody that thought. Embody that elevated emotion. Now step that left foot back and step the right foot forward. And continue to move and continue to work on your feeling state. We know, and I've been speaking about this over the past 3 or 4 weeks, we know if you want to stay healthy, better chance of staying healthy, stay happy. Elevating your emotions will increase the #1 immune marker in the body, which is called IgA, immunoglobulin A, 49.5% in just 4 days of meditating, 10 minutes at a time, 3 times a day. And many of you meditate longer than that each day, so you're going to have better results. But it's necessary you keep elevating emotions. Your emotional state changes your gene expression. All right, step it back. Now, come into your extended table. We're going to do some arm work here. You're going to reach back. You're going to come forward into your cobra. And then we're going to reach back again. Touching child's pose. You're not resting in child's pose. You're just touching it. As soon as you get back far enough, or as soon as you're done exhaling, you start moving forward on that inhale. As you continue doing this, you're going to add push-ups. Inhaling, exhaling into that push-up, exhaling back up, exhaling as you come back. So the exhale, slow it down. You're inhaling forward, exhaling down. Still exhale as you push back up and move back. Why? There's power in the exhale. If you want to do this off the knees, you can. You can lower down in a straight line. Either put your knees back as you go towards child's pose or come back into your down dog. Now come into child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Walk the arms over to the left. Take your right hand on top of your left hand, interlace the fingers, move your hips to the right, and stretch along that right side torso. Walk your hands back to center to the other side. Left hand goes on top of right, interlacing the fingers. Hips move to the left. Come back to center. Now, take your feet out to the side. Sit down. We're going to do, we'll do this one. Take your right leg forward. Toes are straight up. Foot is active. And the left foot comes to the inside. Normally we'll do something like this, but now we're going to do this one here. Okay? So, it makes it easier when you grab that knee with your right hand, but you're going to put your right hand down to the, not your right hand, your left hand. I'm mirroring again. So it's easier when you grab that left knee with your left hand, but put that left hand down, take your right arm, reach it up. Keep that left knee from going out to the left. Now come into a forward bend. And if you want, you can take that left arm forward and use the upper arm against the shin. Come on back up. Straighten out the left leg. Bring the right in. Take your right hand down. Take your left arm up. Reach up. Bring that knee in, straight up and down if you can. Just sit tall and breathe. And then come forward, grabbing on to whatever you can grab onto. And you can bring that right arm forward and block against the shin if you can lean forward far enough. If you can't, you may be like this with your right hand on your right knee. Relax the right hip. Let the hip come back down to the mat. Come on back up and straighten that leg. Bring the left knee in once again. Take your right hand on the left knee, take your left hand directly behind you. Lean back a little bit because you want to get your belly, even if you're thin, you want to get your belly out of the way of the thigh. Twist a little towards your left, then come forward. Then take your right elbow and wrap it around that left knee and twist deeper. You can, if you want, take the entire arm to the outside of the left thigh, and that will bring you deeper yet. Or you can stay where you were. Take a look at your right foot, flex it, and bring the toes straight up. Now you may notice your breathing is more challenged. And gently and slowly release. Coming back to center, take that left knee out to the left, bottom of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Sit up tall. Toes on this foot are straight up. Come into a forward bend. Take your hands on either side of the leg. Now reach with your left hand to the outside of that right leg or right foot and fold forward once again. Come on up. Straighten out this left leg. Bring the right foot in. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. The left hand grabs the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Lean back, twist a little bit, and then come forward. Either keeping your hand here or wrapping it around, or taking the arm all the way, the entire arm to the outside of that right thigh, and then lifting your sternum and twisting. Now take a look at your left foot. It's going to want to roll to the left. Keep the toes going straight up. So that means you have to activate your inner thigh, inner left thigh, inner left leg. Wherever you can be in this pose, be in this pose. So even if your left hand is on that right knee, you're still getting a twist. Now slowly release. Let the right knee drop down, bottom of the foot to the inner left thigh. Sit up tall. Come into your forward bend. One hand on either side of the leg. Pressing the knee down as best you can. It may be lifted, it may have to be lifted in order for you to bend forward, that's okay. But once you're there, start to play. See if you can press it down. And maybe you can only hold it down for a few seconds, then you lift it back up, then you press it down. You take your right hand to the outside of that leg or foot, grab onto it. Lean forward once again. So in this forward bend, it feels like you're giving yourself a twist. And then gently release out. Bring, tell you what, straighten both legs for a moment. Shake it out. Move the legs. Bring both feet in. Butterfly, Baddha Konasana. Grab either your ankles or wrap your hands around your toes. Pull your lower back forward. Sit up taller. And start to move the knees. One is going up, the other one's going down. And then start to get them in sync so they're both going down at the same time. Lower back forward, chest lifts. Now press them down, hold them down. Lean forward if you can. Your hips can stop you on this. The outer hips, known as lateral hips, can be very tight, may prevent you from leaning forward, may prevent you from sitting up straight. So no matter where you are, you're getting a workout, whether you're tight or not. Breathe into that. So everyone, on your next inhale, take a longer, slower, smooth breath. And on that exhale, slow, long, full exhale. And then you repeat that. All right, take it up. Take your hands back behind you. We're not going to come out of this pose just yet. So, you're bringing your torso vertical. You're bringing your shoulders back. You're lifting your sternum. You're working on back bending here. And not by leaning back, but by staying upright. Bringing the shoulders back and down and the shoulder blades together and lifting through the thorax, the thoracic spine, the chest area. Now move your head back, then tilt it up. Press the knees down a little bit more. And then gently bring yourself vertical again. Lean back. This will help facilitate moving the legs. Bring the knees up. Straighten them out. Roll them. And massage whatever might be talking to you. Now, from here, let's lay down on our back. We're going to do, well, eventually, I'll tell you when we get there. Just lay down, and if you can, roll, do a roll down. So you're using core to get down. Bend both knees. Feet are flat on the floor. And then I want you to straighten your right leg on the floor, on the mat. Bring your left knee in. Straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. Take your hands and walk them up your calf. Really be walking down your calf towards your ankle. Flex your left foot. And then your right leg, your right foot is active. The foot is not going out to the right. Try to bring the foot, the toes of that right foot straight up. And then pull the left leg towards you. Lift your head, your neck, your shoulders. Bring your thigh to your chest. Now it may not come close, but you're bringing it towards the chest area. Then lower your upper body down. You can keep your left hand on your shin, your ankle area, or even higher up if you need to. If you're able to grab your toe or your outside of your foot, you can do that. You can grab toe lock. And then you take your left shoulder down. If anybody has a strap at home, you can use your strap. Pull that foot towards the top of your head once again. Press that knee a little straighter. And then start to take the leg out towards the left. And what you want to do is bring it shoulder height. Well, that may not happen, but that's what you want to do. Keep your right hip from lifting up. Bring it down. So the leg may not go to the left as much. Take your right arm out to the right. Your gaze is to the right. Now come back up. Bend that knee. Take the knee in your right hand and then lower it across the body to the right. Bring that knee as close to the floor, if not on the floor. Take your left arm and reach it out to the left. Try to bring it right down to the floor. Reach through your straight right heel. Bring your lower back in the direction of your belly button and lift your chest. If your left arm is floating, move it from shoulder height up towards the top of the head, back to shoulder height, and up again. And just keep moving in that small angle, a small area. And then come on onto your back. Bring both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around, gently roll from side to side. Now, extend your left leg along the mat, toes straight up. Extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. Take your hands and walk them up the calf, towards the ankle. Pull that leg towards you. Lift your head, your neck, your shoulders, your chest. Try to bring it in. Bring your shoulder blades together, elbows wide. And then lower your torso back down. Grab that leg with your right hand or grab toe lock and bring that right shoulder down. That is your stretch, just bringing that shoulder down. Start to pull that foot towards the top of your head. Remember your left leg that's on the floor, inner spiral so the toes go straight up. Now take that leg out to the right. Keeping your left hip down. Left arm goes out to the left.
in, bending it. Take your left hand onto the right knee. Lower the knee across the body to the left. Your right arm, reach it straight up and then out to the right. Extend through the heel of the left leg. You can start to move that right arm towards the top of your head and back out to the side. Bring your lower back towards your belly button, lift up through the thoracic spine, through the sternum. And then roll onto your back. Center yourself on the mat. Bring both knees in. Wrap your arms around. Gently roll from side to side. Now, from here, I saw one of my teachers do this yesterday, I think. We're going to go into fish. I haven't done fish in a long time. In fish pose, you can keep your arms alongside your torso. I like to take my hands and part of my arms underneath my hips, and I hook my thumbs. Okay? So I will lift my hips up, bring my hands underneath, wiggle my shoulder blades together, set back down, and then I press into my elbows, my sternum lifts up, and I place the top of my hair down. I don't put my head down or put any weight on it. I'm trying to get a nice back bend here. Reach through your toes. You get a nice long stretch in the neck. Everybody's doing this. Point those toes. If you want, you can lift your legs right up. And lower down. Take the arms out from underneath. Take your shoulder blades rather, a little further apart. Hug your knees in. Now, take both legs straight up. Take your arms either in goalpost or clasp them and place them behind your head. So we'll do some core work here. Take your left leg and lower it down. Let the heel touch gently and you slowly lift it back up. And then you switch. And the leg that's not moving, you're trying to keep it relatively stable. Spread your toes. If you want to make this more challenging, you can do both legs at the same time. Or you can continue with one leg, but keep the lower back pressing down. And if you want the ultimate challenge, it's both legs at the same time with the lower back pressing down. Do one more. Hug the knees in. Now from here, set your feet down, take the arms alongside the torso, Press into your feet, lift your hips up, come into your bridge, bring your shoulder blades together. If you want to clasp your hands, you can. I generally don't, but you can if you like. Now lift those hips, bring the chest towards the chin. Notice your breath. Press your big toes down and lift the other toes up. Bring your feet next to each other. Take your left ankle and cross it on the right thigh. Let that foot drop down. Switch. Right ankle on the left thigh. Lift those hips up. Let it come down. Press into the bottoms of the feet. Lift the hips up once again. Now take the arms overhead and start to lower down one vertebra at a time from the top down. Bring the knees in once again. And then slide into your happy baby. So the arms are to the insides of the legs. You're grabbing either your shins or your ankles or the outsides of the feet. And allow yourself to roll from side to side. You're welcome to straighten your legs and then bend them again. And then set the feet down. Bottoms of the feet are together. You are in Supta Baddha Konasana or supine butterfly. And just relax here. You're not going to move the knees up and down. You're going to just let them release and let gravity play with this. Relax your inner thighs. Now bring your knees together. Walk your feet apart, left and right, to the mat's edge. So they're still on the mat, but they're right at the edge. And take your left knee and lower it towards your right ankle. Now take your right ankle and set it on the outside of that left thigh, right near the knee. Keep your left glute down. Try not to let it lift up. It may lift up. Now reach your left knee away from your left hip. Come on back, setting the right foot down, lifting the left knee. Now the right knee moves towards the left ankle, and then you lift up the left foot and you cross it onto the right thigh. Let it descend, and then reach your right knee away from your right hip. If you have a really tight spot, like I have a real tight spot in my lower right side, and if you can reach it, massage it. And then come on back. Take your knees, lift them up, they're independent of each other. Just start to move them around. Shake them out, shake all four limbs out. And come on into your Shavasana.
So your last pose of the day, where you lay down on your back, you take your arms about 30 degrees away from you, palms face up. You let your feet roll outwardly. Put a prop, if you want, underneath your knees, a blanket, a rolled up blanket, so that your lower back doesn't bother you. And relax. Relax into this pose. Allow your physical body to totally let go. Soften and release. Relax into your mat. Slow down your breathing. Elevate your emotions once again. Think a happy thought, but more importantly, feel that happy thought. Feel it viscerally throughout your body. That is your job. To keep your immune system strong, just like Greg is doing, with the IgA levels raising. Now start to move your head from side to side. Wiggle your toes. Move your fingers. And bend your elbows. Now draw your knees in one at a time. And roll to your right side to a comfortable fetal pose. Get comfortable, feel secure. Now bring yourself up to a seated pose. hands to your heart. Bowing your head, eyes closed, going within, giving yourself thanks, recognizing the divine within you and in all others. Send out a pulse, a heartbeat of love, right now, to everyone. Thank you very much, everybody. Namaste. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. See you Sunday for meditation or Tuesday for yoga.